So here we are walking down the trench. This is just a bit of it. I can't tell you how enormous it is. It really is very big indeed. And we've dug it out, but here we've actually, you can see we've started work on it. When I say we, I should be careful about that. What I really mean is Luke and his helpers and his team.
Yeah,
so here we are, we've got stuff here. So what's going on here, Luke?
So we're trying the first section of the fire bays, and we're doing a bit of corrugation here. In the manual, it sort of clearly identifies different types of revetment. What we tried this morning was to sort of put it in as a finished piece, which was actually really awkward, quite difficult to do. So what we've done on the next bay around is we've put in the sheets of corrugation, driven in the stakes, and then we're tensioning them with wire with this sort of windlass system, which keeps everything really tight.
Yeah, I'm just going to get up onto the fire step,
yeah.
And you can see that. So you wind that windlass up.
Yeah, so we've got the main sort of tensioning wires which go out to pegs which are underneath the loose earth of the parapet, and then a nice sort of loop around, wound with a stick to tension it, and it actually is performing really well actually.
And that just holds it all together.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's working well, and actually the chalk sort of subsoil here, which is of incredible depth. Same geology as the Somme, of course, which is really handy, but it's really good for turning into putty, so we can fill all the gaps, and it's actually quite structural. It's cob. It's a pre-mixed cob.
Yeah,
in other words,
all ready for you to use.
To go, yeah.
And we've got some duckboards down already.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we've. That's right. Come around. In fact, this section of duckboard here. You can't see it from the surface.
Just got to dodge this ladder.
Yeah. But this is a split section, and the rails beneath taper and fit inside the rails of the next section. So actually, it's two sections which just slot into each other. The standard length was 6'4", and we were wondering why it was 6'4", but of course it's so you can actually negotiate the corners. So when you're trying to get it in from the communication trench, anything longer than 6'4", you simply cannot get around the corners.
And the whole point of building this trench is to learn on the job, isn't it? It's to learn from the process of building it a bit more about the past and what we understand from the Western Front.
Absolutely, yeah. And already this is day 2 of the construction, but we're learning first of all the physicality. We're all sweating a lot, and it's a lovely day today. Yesterday it was pouring down, and we still sweated, but we were wet with it, So it's
getting
fantastic.
that real trench feeling.
Yeah.
And of course what we've got coming up is our nighttime dig.
Yeah,
which of course is when most of the trenches were built.
Absolutely, and of course a lot of them were built under fire, and even we're taking it easy at the moment, but we're all being really aware that when we're sort of working on the fire step at this height, trying to hammer the stakes, we're totally exposed, of course. So we're all aware that we've probably died 6 times over, of course. So it raises all those really interesting issues which we're going to do on the night construction of how you do this quietly, which is the critical thing, so you don't sort of highlight yourself to sniping, but also efficiently, and it's organised in a really rigid way. In fact, I'm working on it now, because if you think about it, it's a proper maze. If you've got 30 people down here trying to work, and they're not organised in a very rigid system, then it just becomes chaos. So I'm working on the original system where people literally have numbers pinned to them. They have a number, that number does a particular job, and they walk in with those materials.
And that's how they did it in the time.
Yeah, so we're going to have to form sort of construction crews, and we're going to literally pin numbers on you. On you, James.
I'm going to be making bully beef sandwiches.
I'm going to be eating them.
And tots of rum.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's getting there.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. We'll have to do some more of this.
Yeah, it's good.